coming back. Welcome back. You've made a great decision by joining class today. All right, my friends, let's begin together. While people are still signing on, we're going to make our way on back to our mats. Find a really great place to set up that hopefully you have some space. I'm just going to turn my little space heater around because my basement is quite cold, but hopefully you have a really nice wide open space for your yoga practice so we can create space with our bodies as we move. And if you have furniture or walls around you, they can become your best friends in yoga. We can use those as props, especially when we're balancing. So I'm going to ask you to begin today in a soft knee, wide stance. We're about 2.5 body lengths wide. We're going to sweep our arms up and overhead and literally just begin to shake our arms as we lower them back down. Shake hands, shake wrists, especially if you've been holding a mouse today. Sweep your arms back up. Might feel really nice just to shake off. Plus, it brings tons of energy into our fingers. And if you were shaking side to side like me, can you flap up and down? Feels so funny, doesn't it? It's so great. Just a joyful expression of movement here. Woo, feels fun when you drop like that. Let's try one more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now stop your hands and see if you notice a little tingling. That's new energy flowing. Beautiful job. Keep the arms soft, shoulders heavy, and turn your toes out so that we can begin a little side lunging side to side, making sure we look down, that our knees are behind our toes. So this is joint safety here. If we had a little squat and we were coming outside our toes, we'd want to step wider so we're safe as we move. And once you really get the hang of these, start to feel that your body becomes liquidy. So it just may kind of glide side to side with you. There will be no wrong way in my class to ever move. I would love for you to breathe and listen to your bodies. Your body will tell you if something doesn't feel good. We back off, we take a break, but there's no wrong way to express yourself. We're creating shapes that have certain lines and edges to them, and if they don't feel good to your body, please change them and make them your own. Let's add on a little arms. Push to one side, push to the other, and you may like to slow this process down. We're going to begin some breath. Breathing in for 2 swings, and then out for 2 swings. Take at least 3 of these breaths with open mouth exhalations. Make a big audible sigh. You're all muted, no one can hear you. Make some noise as you exhale. Let go of something you no longer need. Feels good, doesn't it? And then begin to allow your eye gaze to follow your fingertips. If you tend to get dizzy when you move your eyes a lot, that's okay, just look forward. You can also look to the floor. But as we move our eyes along fingertips, we make a beautiful mind-body breath connection. Let's seal our lips for the rest of our practice and begin breathing in and out through the nose, stoking a big internal fire. Arms are going to move up and overhead now. This is a great one. Slow down. Your pace is your breath, yogis. 1 breath per movement. We're moving pretty fast here, so maybe 1 breath for 2 movements in this case. Up and over. A little scary. We have the element of danger as we look up here. Bit topsy-turvy, isn't it? 1 more each way. And we're going to go side to side again. Up and around again. Loosening up your shoulders, side to side, yogis. And just enjoying some freedom of movement. So I invite you to break out of any old expectations, any old guidelines you have. This is a new year, a new healthy you, full of breath, full of possibilities. 1 more round like that. Alrighty, let's bring our hands behind our low backs, clasping and pushing knuckles to floor. Lift out of your legs for a moment, give them a little break. And as you start to bring your heart open, feel your shoulder blades, hug towards your spine, and lift the back of your heart skywards like it could kiss the universe. Open your throat. Take a big, beautiful breath in, and then keep the arms, but drop your chin to your chest, settling softly, tiny little squat in the knees. Roll left ear to left shoulder, right ear to right shoulder. And if this neck rolling doesn't feel good to you, you can alternatively just peek over your left shoulder and peek over your right shoulder. Try 2 more like this. Last one each way. Big breath in and out. Arms rise up and overhead and act like you're climbing an invisible rope. We're going to reach with one side, reach with the other. Why would we want to do this? So we can lengthen our side bodies. Think about your ribs opening from one another, lifting up away from your hip bones, bringing lightness where there may once have been closed, dark areas. Breathe in and breathe out. And while you're moving, lift all 10 of your toes. Let's try to liberate your toes. Spread them wide and then softly lay them back down. Stay at the tip top, hold long. Hold on to your right wrist and tip over. You may like to straighten your right leg, or alternatively, you can straighten and lift your right heel. That makes me feel really long. How do you feel your best as you're stretching out your right side? Back to center, rebend softly. Hold your left wrist, tip to the right. Do you want to straighten left leg? Maybe even press out of the ball of your foot. Get a little longer as you stretch here. Inhale back to center. One more neck stretch, yogi. Sweep arms down. Send your left fingers far away and dynamically open. Really flex them open. The peace fingers, index and middle of your right hand, just gently press on your temple. Take your ear towards your right shoulder, but stretch your fingers far away so we feel a combing, a releasing sensation through our neck and our shoulder. Try to drop your chin towards your right collarbone, and I like to place my palm on the back of my skull here, but very gentle, just a little guidance down. Great time to check and see if this brand of deodorant is working well, right? Come on, back up, yogis. Let the arms fall. Tip on over to the left side. Peace fingers of your left hand gently press on temple and get long, energized, and dynamic through the right fingers. If you don't feel sensation through the top of your shoulder, move to a new place with your right arm. I encourage you today to be open-minded, curious, like this is your first practice ever. And if it is, welcome. Chin tucks towards your left collarbone, possibly hand to back of skull. Still just very gentle pressure here. Soften through your jaw and your facial expression. One more big breath in. Come back to center, arms rise, toes turn a bit forward so we can forward fold. Bring hands down through heart center. Find a little squat, and when that feels good enough, take a forward fold. Fingers down. I like to spin my heels out here. What works best for your knees? Always finding comfort in your joints. And then I just want you to tip a little bit through your tail. Tailbone comes up like my tail points to the sky. Tailbone comes down. We're beginning a little cat-cow work here. Navel to floor, top of head and tail up, cow pose. Round your back, press away from the floor, cat pose. Inhale as you open belly. Exhale as you open back. Twice more like this. Breathe in and breathe out. If your floor is built very far away from you, please gather up some props of equal size that will build the floor up so it's accessible for your hands to reach to it. Take your toes and heel toe in so you find a forward fold. Heels are hips width distance. Bring the backs of your hands down on a block, on a prop, or on the floor. If none of that is available to you, you can use the back of your shins. Just want you to stretch out your wrists. You may also like to bring your hands next to your pinky toes. And once you feel like you're in a big fold, shake your head no. We have a weekend coming up, so maybe you're shaking no to leaving the house. Maybe you're just gonna hunker down and read your favorite book all weekend, and that's wonderful. Bend your knees if your hamstrings are quite grumpy today. Shake your head yes, yes, to shake off tension, yes, to bring joy and radiance into your life with your yoga practice today. Yes, to showing up for yourself. Wonderful job, yogis. Fingers come flat. We walk them forward till our body feels long, halfway lifting. Fingertips may slide up the shins for more lift. Top of head to tailbone long. Release back to forward fold and take as many steps as you need to the tip top of your mat. Left leg, long lunge back. Drop a knee and take your right knee just next to it for tabletop. Let's line up knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Would you like to pad up your knees? We'll be here for a little while. So you can take your mat and roll that up to make it more comfy, or you can take a blanket, or if you have like a gardening pad nearby, that's always good. Once you've arrived, touch your left toes behind you on the floor, and let's warm up our wrists with a little gentle moving forward and back. Breathe here. Spread your fingers wide, and then if you'd like to swivel your left fingers to a new spot, they can come as far back as facing your left toes. Feels pretty good, right? Swivel them back forward and see if you'd like to bring your palm to the sky, the back of your hand down. Moving through the wrist here. Front to back is not the only way we can move. You find organic movement if you have a little sway, a little smile in your hips. Whatever feels good is right for you. Palm comes flat back down. Tabletop again, but we're going to push back. Hips almost to the heels so you can swing your hips in that big smile shape. Swing side to side, warming up your outer hips. And if it feels good, walk your hands out a little further so you get a side body stretch as you sway. You can drop your head. You can get a little sassy in your shoulders. You can peek out under your armpits. All movements are wonderful movements. 3, 2 more. Belly in as you roll through here. And 1, realign, stacking joints, belly in, snap it to your spine, and step your right toes back. Begin that forward to back motion. Wrists, shoulders, legs, ankles, everything getting very warm. Dial your right fingertips out any degree to experience a new way to stretch. They may even face all the way back to your right toes. Woo, if you did that, do you feel your forearm? Ooh, feels good, huh? Let's swivel our fingertips back forward. Keep swaying if you can and stretch your wrist the other way. Palm up, back of hand down. You're welcome to pause and find stillness while you stretch and breathe here. Just 3 seconds. Hang on, yogis. It's well worth it. Down dog will never feel better once our wrists are warm. All right, gently replacing that hand. Coming back to kneeling, but this time we're going to sit on our shins and our heels to give our wrists a break. Clasp your hands, find a figure 8. If it doesn't feel good to sit on your shins, just come on right down to your bottom. Find a comfy spot. We won't be here for long. One more big breath in and out. Great job, everybody. Coming back to our tabletop, but this time a turbo table. Tuck your toes under, warm up the bottoms of your feet, and lift your knees just a tad bit, maybe an inch, 2 inches, no more than that. Twist to the left side, knees to the left, come into the center. If you have to rest, put your knees down. Twist to the right side, knees to the right, center. Now, as you twist through here, warming up your shoulders some more, I'd like to make sure that your buns, your hips are near your wrists. This will keep our shoulders stacked over wrists and safe. Just holding turbo tabletop is a really big challenge for our core. So if you'd rather stay, you always have the option. We'll meet you back where we started. 1 more each side, twisters. Breathe in. Breathe out, turbo tabletop for everyone. Knees down, hands walk forward, downward facing dog. Fantastic, yogis. In down dog today, we are going to bend our knees dramatically, feeling like we could push infinitely long through our spines. Draw your ribs towards your back body, so you're very flat and long in your back body. Navel to spine, and tuck your chin so your eyes are gazing towards your navel. Bend your knees a little more, then press the balls of your feet out to the sides of your mat, pinky side of your mat. Feel your buns, your sits bones spreading. Push out again, finding width and length through the back body right now. 1 more breath. Find any down dog that works for you. Right leg rises, big beautiful breath into 3-legged dog. Shifting forward to 3-legged plank and immediately put your left knee down. Extend your left arm overhead. Here we are in pointer. We want to go long, yogis, longer rather than higher. Connect with breath and find length. Use outer shoulder and hip to find diagonal pointer. Keep breathing here. From diagonal pointer, reach back straight out front and behind you and crunch your elbow towards your knee. Round up like an angry cat. One more round just like that. Inhale, pointer, spine long, belly in. Diagonal pointer, squeeze outer shoulder, outer hip. Stay still in your body. Pointer, inhale. Exhale, cheetah crunch. My friends, listen up here. Put your left hand back down. Keep your right leg lifted and boost straight back up to three-legged dog. Did you get there? Well done, yogis. Bend your knee, heel to butt. Open your hip. Let your knee come out to the right side. And then you decide here if you'd like to tent your right fingertips and peek out under your right armpit. Wherever you are, I'm going to ask you to make little circles with your right knee, just tiny ones to open your hip. If that felt good, make them bigger. And if you'd like, you can poke your legs straight and make some big circles here. Switch directions if you haven't yet. Regular downward facing dog. Both feet, both hands down. Take a wiggle, a breath in here. And as you breathe out, set your knees down, child's pose. Fingertips extended way overhead, extended child's pose. If possible, tenting fingertips. Knuckles are bent and fingertips pull towards one another as if you're trying to squish a tennis ball flat. We do this to strengthen up our wrists. Your child's pose is where I'd like you to come if you get tired in class today, if you want to take a little break. One more breath in. Roll up through one round of cat-cow. Exhale, angry cat. Back arches towards the sky. Navel to floor as we find our cow shape. Keep your cow, tuck your toes, scoot your buns skywards and find that big bent knee, downward facing dog. Press your palms, lengthen your spine. Balls of feet push out left and right. Woo! Lighting up the backside, really spreading long and wide. One more breath. Full exhalation, regular dog. Left leg rises. Take a big, beautiful breath in. Shift forward to three-legged plank and just set your right knee down. Immediately lifting your right arm, elbow by the ear, as high as you feel comfortable, finding lots of length. Extend out here. Breathe in, belly braces, coming into diagonal pointer, connecting and cross-linking your shoulder and your hip. One breath in diagonal pointer. Back to the center. One big breath in here. Exhale, crunch in. Can you bring your nose to your knee and your elbow to your belly? A bigger version of this crunch. One more round. Inhale, pointer. Diagonal pointer. Come on back. Breathe in. Also known as bird dog, if you've ever heard that term. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, pointer. And here comes our fancy trick, yogis. Right hand down. Right toes tuck, push straight back up, left leg high, downward facing dog, three-legged. Left heel to butt, fan that hip open. You're welcome to stay right here or tent left fingertips. Look out under your left armpit to make it a bit bigger. When you're ready, circling a tiny bit, thinking about moving synovial fluid through your hip joint, taking that little ball and rolling it around the socket, make them a bit bigger if you'd like. Then if you're really feeling yourself today, straight-legged, gigantic circles, whatever feels best. Swap your direction if you haven't yet. Three-legged dog, regular dog, and let's roll through to plank. Exhale, coming up through an angry cat style back plank or kneeling plank if you'd like. Roll back, cow posture to dog. Twice more like this. Exhale, roll forward plank. Bend your knees, belly down, cat-like up to your dog. We've got all the animals covered today. Exhale. Inhale. Tiptoe forward, little pitter-patters by pulling your thigh bones up into your hip socket. Feel a crunch every time you do. Crunch in a good way, crunch in your belly. Crunch, crunch, land. Place the backs of your hands down to re-stretch out your wrists after all that hard work. And when you're ready, roll to rise, yogis. The lowest, the longest roller wins. Take your time rising up each time. Really nourish your spine with that breath. Extend long. Remember that rope climb? Do it again. Lift and lengthen. Clasp your hands behind your low back. Sink your buns. We have an invisible yoga chair behind us. Making sure our knees are behind our toes. So when you look down, you can see your big toes, right? Good. Chest is lifted. Wrap knuckles around your right side body. Coming right around the low back. Wrap here. Another way to pull tension out of our shoulder. Then we'll drop our ear off to the right side as well. Stay in this yoga chair, and if you can, get a little lower. One more breath. Are you strong today? You're about to be. Arms rise overhead, stretch out long. Clasp behind your low back, but whatever way you habitually clasp, go the other way. So if it's always right thumb on top, right around the corner. Once you have it, sink. Wrap around your left wrist. Getting hot and sweaty, aren't we? Drop left ear to left shoulder. The bonfire has begun in the thighs. If it ever gets to be too much, you come to stand. One more breath. Back to center we go. Arms rise. Okay, yogis, you are strong. You've got this. Tap to the left side. Keep your knees forward. Inhale, rise. Stay in your yoga chair, though. Exhale, tap to the right side. Excuse me. Inhale, rise. 4 more, just 2 more each side. You've done harder things than this. Breathe into your body where you're feeling sensation. Breathe energy. Breathe spirit. You can do this. Last one each side. Getting as close to the floor as we can. No gold medals if you tap it. No big deal. You do your best. Chair. Exhale. Spike your heels down. Stand up. Woo! Good job. Hands to heart center. Feet a little wider than your hips width distance. Another yogi squat. Sink. But we're gonna go low, whatever feels best for you. Might stop here, here, here. Any squat is a good squat. Every time you do, pull your pelvic floor up and in. Think about, I'd like to stop the flow of urine. We wanna keep the good energy in, keep those muscles tight. Spike your heels down again and rise right back to where you came. Nice, arms overhead this time. Press your palms, look to the sky, drop your thumbs to the nape of your neck, and use your head to press back. Soft, gentle back bend here. Eyes can be forward or up. Extend fingers again. One more round just like that. Hands lead the way. Buns softly fall, Malasana, yogi squat. Get cozy. If you're up high, use your hands to gently guide your knees open. If you're low, maybe your elbows. Pelvic floor, feel that? Suction cup that energy up and in. Spike your heels down, press, drive, squeeze, slowest person wins. Good, one more time. Thumbs to nape of neck, eye gaze tries to come up. That doesn't feel good, look forward, but use your head to press back. That feels good, really opening. Fingertips to sky, heels rise, the tallest version of you. Hands gently float open and down, eyes come forward, heels melt, and we forward fold. So heel your feet back into about hips width distance, please. Let's step your left leg, long lunge back. Yogis, we're gonna stay in an elevated back knee, but if you need kneeling, this feels better in your body, please take it. Your practice, make it your own. When you're ready, right arm rises, we twist towards the front knee, dynamic and open in those top fingers, eye gaze follows, and think about your hips for a minute. Right hip back, left hip pulling forward, big shoulder circles with the right arm, any direction to start. Switch directions, breathing as you go. Eye gaze may continue following your fingers. Both hands down, straightening through the right leg. And once again, as soon as we get into this very wide pyramid, hips. So can you see me? Do you see how my hips are poking back towards that diagonal wall? We don't want that. We want to squeeze, left hip point forward, right cheek back, inner thighs are squeezing. When we square our hips, we get a beautiful full stretch left to right across front hamstring, and then our back calf is a little icing on the cake in this posture. One more big breath. Exhale, rebend.
step forward, but lift your left leg. Make it light like a feather, like it's caught in the breeze, and it lands whenever it's ready. Roll to rise. Remember, the slowest person wins. Take your time here. It's a journey. I like to spin around when I rise. And if you get a little tight spot, stay there. Just kind of love on your body. Breathe and nourish yourself. Exhale when you're ready. Right back to forward fold. Right leg is stepping straight back this time. Now you know how to square your hips, so give it a little whoosh, squeeze. Love those sound effects. They're always welcome. Your left arm rises. Big, beautiful breath in. Eye gaze may follow. When you're ready, circling in any direction to begin. And if you have a cranky shoulder, closer to body will always be less intense. So you could circle with a bent elbow. Come on around the other side. 2 more big circles. Feels good. Once your fingers are back on the floor, straighten up through your front leg. And remember to kiss your inner thighs together. Belly strong, flat back and long through your body. We're going to take 3 breaths in here. Anytime we straighten an extremity, the joint is always soft. So we think about a micro bend to love on our joints. Last breath in and out. Rebend your left leg. Right leg floats. Remember, it gets caught in the breeze. Up here, it's floating. Supported warrior 3 into forward fold. Ripple your spine to rise. No rush. Luxuriate in a slow, steady breath-filled practice. Exhale right back down. This half sun salutation is being full. We're going to add on. Halfway lift. Inhale, fingertips slide up the shin. Exhale, fingertips back to floor. Right leg this time, yogis. Lunge it back. Find a high lunge. Big breath up and overhead. High with the arms, but you know you can always keep your back knee down. Let's bend deeply into your left knee as you push your right heel back. Try to squeeze inner thighs together. Press thumbs back down to nape of neck, and in your lunge, push your head back a little. Fingertips reach skywards, forwards out from your heart, and your right arm wraps under the left. Back of hands come together, or you can hug your shoulders. We're finding eagle arms. When you found those, lift your elbows a little higher than your shoulders, and just 2 crunches. Make an angry cat back, elbows to belly. Inhale like a little cow body, or if your back doesn't like that, straight up and down is great. Exhale. Inhale. Wonderful job, yogis. Untangle the arms, stretch them up, feel liberated in your upper body. Release fingertips to the floor, push back, downward facing dog. If that's really tough for you, find a table, then a child's. We'll meet you when you get there. Down dog when you're ready. Inhale, let's float forward. Can you make it an angry cat float? Plank. Exhale, chaturanga. And as soon as you find your way to your belly, walk your toes way far back. Stretch your fingertips way far back and tuck your chin to your chest. So if you rub your finger along the back of your neck, there's no wrinkles back there. Reaching dynamic fingers, open toes. Let's stretch our toes up off the mat. Knees and thighs rise as well, and we extend out away from top of head. As fingers continue reaching back, shoulder blades squeeze toward our spine, and we're in this beautiful upper locust back strengthening position. One more breath, wiggle your fingers and toes, find freedom when you can. Release, push back child's pose. Tuck your toes, try to find that cow shape as you rise into your dog, wide and long. Lift your right leg to the sky, yogis. Big, beautiful breath in. Any height is good. Look to your thumbs, crunch like an angry cat. Step forward. Let's make sure our heel is under our knee. So if you got a little stuck back here, grab your ankle, help it forward, and when you're ready, rise. Big breath, high lunge with the arms. Press palms, eye gaze, follows fingers. Our ribs are hugging into our back body. Chest is open, but we're not back bending here. Palms press, thumbs come to nape of neck. Lifting from the points of our elbows, lifting from the crown of our heads and our eyebrows, lifting from our back ribs. One more big breath. Inhale, arms rise. Reach out at your heart center. Left arm rolls under the right. We have backs of hands together, maybe even palms for a double wrap. We can hug our shoulder blades. What feels best in your body? When you found it, lift your elbows a little bit and then exhale, curl in, a little crunch, elbows to belly. Inhale, rise, maybe a cow shape, opening into a baby back bend. One more round, exhale, crunch. Inhale, come on up. Liberate your arms, open to the sky. Feel your light spreading. Release fingers to the floor. Frame your right foot and step your back leg in. Forward fold, but we're gonna stay in twist, yogis. Right fingers in front of toes. Bend your right knee dramatically. Left hand to your hip and just peek over that shoulder. Decide now if you'd like to outstretch left fingertips, or maybe it feels better for you to wrap them around your low back. Lift your right ribs and try to grab your right thigh. Little half binds like we have here. It's really big in the chest. So decide what feels good and just go with it for a breath. Eye gaze back down. Let's undo any twists we have. And just take a second to walk fingertips forward. Remember that swish we did in child's pose earlier? Hips to the side, like you've got a big old fluffy tail to wag. Try that again. Other side when you're ready. Left fingertips are in front of your left toes. Left knee, dramatic bend as your right hand comes to your hip. Take a peek over your right shoulder. Great place to stay. Plus it looks cool, doesn't it? We can outstretch the right fingertips, wrap them around the low back. We might lift our left ribs and grab onto that thigh. Whatever you do, do it with joy. Do it knowing that you're expanding, opening, creating, and holding space for yourself to let go of what no longer serves us. One more. Re-stretch up, release, roll to rise. Not just rise, but shine your heart away. That felt good. Let's take a bigger side bend before we do one more round. Right leg steps back, tip on over. If you'd like to hold your right wrist, that looks good. We might want to rise chest to sky or possibly eyes to floor. See where you need the stretch, low back or chest. Very different here. When you're ready, center. Left leg steps behind. It could just be this big, great tip. Look at your body smiling in this position. Isn't that beautiful? Move if you'd like. I like to do everything to see which one I want to stay in the most. Come back to the center. Big breath in. All right, let's move through one more round of funky sun salutations from forward fold. Breathing into halfway lift. Release. Exhale, deepen your fold. Take your left leg back, please. Long lunge back, but swivel the blade edge of that foot down so you can dramatically windmill the arms in this huge circle for warrior two. Palms flip up to make sure your shoulders aren't here. We want to deflate our shoulders. Lots of space for your neck. Word, got it? Let's rise. Right arm. Let's see if we can squish a disco ball, since we just passed New Year's Eve. A disco ball overhead. And if this is too much, just let your back arm, your left arm fall down. Sun warrior. Reverse warrior. One more big breath in. Coming back into warrior two. Reach as far as you can to the right side, like that side is winning this big tug of war. And I have something funky for you, but let me show you plain vanilla first. Right forearm down, left arm anywhere that your body feels great. Funky option, right fingers behind your right ribs. You're gonna have to bend really low here because we wanna get this little chicken wing inside your knee. Big shoulder stretch here. Massive strength for the right thigh. Hang on, big breath. And when you're done, exhale, round up the standing, roll right back down to low lunge, turn your left heel to the sky. Find dog, and if you feel a little stuck, feel free to find table, child, and then dog. One breath in, full breath out. Let's vinyasa, yogis. It's optional, so you can stay here and we'll join you in a sec. Inhale, roll forward, plank position. Exhale, knees or not, chaturanga. Bring your heart forward as you lower slowly, strongly to the earth. Going again, but this time as we reach back, we're gonna try to make sure our thumbs have spun out, so our palms face the floor, and then up, so our palms are facing away from our bodies. Notice what that did to your shoulders. Try again. Turn thumbs down. Shoulders are in, yes? Turn thumbs up. Whoosh. Love that. Wide and open. Good. Toes, knees, and thighs lift. Take your thumbs up and reach them back towards your pinky toes. Now everything is vibrant, alive with energy, wiggly. We try not to be super stiff and rigid, right? We're trying to breathe life into our bodies here. One more big breath up. Ride that belly wave. Release. Good job, guys. Hoo-wee. Press back. Tuck your toes. Let's take a huge breath in to lift our left legs. Exhale, crunch forward. Look at your thumbs. Crunch knee to nose. Try to step into that long lunge. Once you've arrived, swivel blade edge of right foot down. Take a huge and elaborate and exaggerated circle just because it feels good. And then come into warrior two. Shoulders, are they cool? I always used to like trying to do the wave. See how smooth, does it look and feel like seaweed? Then you know you're loose. Great job, yogis. Clasp your hands behind your low back. Stretch your chest open here. Bend a little deeper into the left knee. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come into sun warrior. Left arm rises. So remember how we swished that disco ball overhead? Join me if you can. Really big squeeze up with the back arm. Rotating chest skywards. Lift your heart to the heavens. One more breath. You can always rest your right arm if you need to. Back to warrior two. Really tall, top of head through tail. Lower in your left knee. Left forearm soft on thigh. We're using core here, okay? So I'm not dumped in, really light. And if I can, I take left fingertips to the back of my ribs and tuck my little chicken wing into the left knee. Now, if you've come here and you can't breathe, it's hitched. Come back out, somewhere that you're soft and gentle with your body. Breathe in one more time. Full exhalation, stay, yes you can. Come back to warrior two, soft. Low lunge, right heel rises. Last round here, press back. Downward facing dog, I'm sneaking it in, yogis. Lift your heels, angry cat, roll forward. This is an option, you can stay in dog. Chaturanga for 3 seconds minimum. Bend your elbows, be strong. Yes, you can use your knees to do this. All the way to the earth. Heels pull into your butt. Walk your fingers out somewhere that your shoulders and your arms are relaxed. Flex your feet. And if right away this puts a little cramp or a pinch in your low back, spread your knees wider, closer together for more sensation. We're gonna reach back again. If you can easily grasp your inner or outer ankles, you do. If you can't, you just simply stretch back. How do we turn our thumbs, yogis? Palms face out towards the sides, away from our bodies. Our thumbs are facing the ceiling. Reach fingertips back towards your ankles. If you'd like to grasp onto the inner or outer ankles, I prefer inner for your shoulder opening. If you have it, you're gonna kick into your legs, trying to straighten your legs for a floor bow, B-O-W, bow pose. One more big breath in, either stretching and squeezing or holding. Release. Let's join anyone that was very patiently waiting for us in down dog. Well done, yogis. Tiptoe walk forward, pulling your thighs all the way up into your hips. As you walk, squeeze, breathe. Find your fold, ripple to rise. And let's try a little balancing here at the end of our practice. We're warm, right? So we're ready. So remember that if you tumble and fall a bunch, we just shake it off. Literally, start again. But you also have your walls and your furniture around you. That's the gift of being at home. Maybe it's your desk. So use it if you need it. Take a big lift up through your right knee. And immediately we're gonna twist our body over to the right side. Left arm forward, right arm back. Come back through the center, a little moving balance. Keep your knee exactly as it is. Open twist to the left side. Open meaning belly, turning away from thigh. Breathe in again. Adding on a little leverage. Left hand falls to the outer thigh as the right arm opens. If this is too much, tap your toes to the floor and twist this way. Open twist. Coming back to center, just one more round. We're gonna try to straighten our leg as much as possible. Twist towards the right side. Yes, you can use your hand on your thigh. Make it as strong as you can. Center, keep the leg straight. Rebend if you need to. Revisit when you can. Open twist. Anybody else get the wobbles? Come back to center. Big breath in. Hug your knee into your chest. Give it so much love for the hard work it just did. Whew. And then we're going to quad stretch. Kick your heel behind you. Right hand is definitely going to try to hold the outer edge of foot. You may be able to grab with both hands, but it's okay if you can't get it. If you're just going to find it today, keep reaching. Sometime you'll get there. One more big breath in. Let's try to take our tailbone towards the floor, aligning our knees side by side, and really kick your foot. Kick your foot into your hands. Keep breathing. Back to that knee hug, squeeze, and release. So the standing leg, that left leg gets a lot of work, right? If it needs a little rub, some love, please give it so it feels fresh to start the other side. All right, let's do this. Arms rise. Left knee lifts. Breathe in. Find confidence here. Lift from your inner thigh so your hips stay square. Closed twist. Right arm forward, left arm back. Belly closing towards front thigh. Inhale, center. Just flow here. Open twist. Center. Inhale. Use your hands this time for a little leverage. Right hand may find the outer left thigh. This could help you deepen and twist a little bit more if that feels good in your body. Same thing, I may like to use my left hand now on my inner thigh. What feels best for you? Our practices all look and feel very different. Inhale, twisting again, but this time with a straight leg if you can. When you straighten your leg, I want you to think about opening your toes energetically. Inhale, center. And squeezing energetically through your quad. That's the top of your thigh. Really squeeze there. Big breath in. Hold your straight leg for a second. Hug your knee in. Well done, leg. Give yourself a second. Just one more, and it's just a beautiful stretch. Quad stretch. Heel to butt. Left hand definitely tries to hold, if you can, inner arch with the right hand. And then remember, sometimes we get a little funky, like I may be here kind of thrusting forward, right? So I want you to align your knees left to right. Tuck your tail to the best of your ability so you feel a little pelvic tilt forward. And if you have a hold of your foot, you're going to kick your foot like you're trying to straighten your leg, just to add a little oomph to the stretch. We get that bonus if you're holding with two hands. You get a little chest opening left to right. One more big breath in. Who's ready to find the floor? Seems like it's been a long time up here. Well done, yogis. Breathe in. Let those balances go, especially if your right leg is really tired. Give it what it needs, a rub, a little smack, a little knuckles, just super gentle, whatever you're doing. Releasing the muscles, that's all. All right, let's rise for our final time in standing. Release any way it feels good. Come on down. I like to come through a little yogi squat here. Knees wide, feet together. It's just a fun way to find the floor if you'd like to come with me. Arms and chest would reach forward. You really have to shift your weight. And that way your buns may find it without plopping. We'll see how today goes. Did you get here? Great job, yogis. Let your knees fall open and then scooch or just gently pull the flesh out from under your sits bones and your tail so nothing feels pinched. Once you have it, give your feet some love, holding on to the inner arches and using your thumb to really massage around in there. You can do the ball. You can really do anything. It feels good. If your knees are high to the sky and you feel unsupported, put some pillows or yoga blocks, whatever you have, sweatshirts, blankets, under so your legs feel like they can rest. Little tiny twists here. Left hand stays on the feet.
Right arm swivels behind us to boost us very tall. And if you're feeling confident in your spine, reach behind you. Soften your jaw, eyes relax. Any focus and concentration lines begin to melt away from your face. Come back, replace the right hand somewhere around where the left was. Left hand boosts you up. Go like this. Stay long in your spine, but just relax into your twist. Left arm opens if that feels great. And come on back forward, yogis. Oh, that felt so good, didn't it? Lift up tall. Exhale, pull yourself forward. Literally use your biceps in your hands to pull yourself forward. Round your back towards the sky and come back to seated. Try that twice more at least. Just easing into our bound angle fold. So if you feel great, you're welcome to fold here. You might take a few more rounds of that breath, encouraging your body to sink in. Personally, I like to use my elbows, the outer arms on my knees, and I'll do a little rock side to side to press down. May feel better for you just to fold. Or if you're feeling really unsupported in this, remember, gather something. So a big blanket can feel great under your belly and just fold over it. A little bit more of that releasing through our facial features. See if you can feel tension dripping off your eyelashes, the tip of your nose, your lips, your chin, and your earlobes. Let it land here in the mat. Our mats sometimes take our blood, sweat, and tears. They can definitely handle our tension, can't they? Let it stay here. Your tension could leave a heavy imprint in this mat. It's got you. Rise up, one more bound angle posture. Reach behind you, yogis, and just slide your hips forward. Hips, pelvis, knees, everything scoots forward. Navel, chest, throat. Take some really big breaths. These might be the biggest breaths you've taken all day today. And just acknowledge the power that has, the impact breath has, not just on you, your mood, your whole day may change, but imagine the ripple that causes with everyone you interact with. So everyone is thanking you for your practice today. Come on back to seated. Close your knees, use your hands. And we're just going to lean back again. Once you get seated really tall, lean back, bring your right knee into your chest, flex your foot, and cross it over the left thigh. If right here this is super intense, you can lean back on your forearms. We're going for outer glute, outer thigh stretching. If you're pretty open in your hips, you can walk your heel more towards your buns, your left heel. Press your chest towards your right shin, and then try to guide your knee away from your heart. While you're here, you can drop your chin towards your chest. Might feel good to roll through your neck. This is completely up to you. Depends on how relaxed you feel in your shoulders and long you feel in your neck. Let's take one more big, beautiful breath in this. Some of you may like to do a little tick-tock, side to side here. Now, my friends, you choose how we're going to do reverse tabletop. You can leave your figure 4 in place. Fingertips would face any way that your shoulders and elbows feel good. But if you don't like your figure 4 tabletop, uncross. Both feet come down as wide as you feel you need to be to find sturdy confidence. And then we boost up. Just take one breath whenever you found your tabletop. Release. Feet come flat. Hug your thighs so you can sit up really tall. And if your wrists are tired, tiny little, like we started, a tiny little flick side to side like you're shaking your hands dry once you've washed them. All right, let's go again. And if your wrists are really tired still, you can always use fists back here. But we're gonna lift our left foot, flex it, cross it over the right thigh. Remember all the options. If you live in a really tight body, you can come back here and create tons of space for your hips. I can still rock while I'm back here. This is actually so nice.
I never like you to think of things like, oh, I'm going to take the easier option, because it's just what feels good today in this moment, in this practice. Has nothing to do with being harder or easier, just what feels good. For more intensity in the left glute, buns scoot to right heel, heart moves to left shin, and knee moves away. Moves away like a magnet when they try to like go opposing forces, like trying to get away from the chest here. One final breath in your figure four. Chin may like to tuck or roll. When you're ready, reverse tabletop of any kind. Find a great spot for your fingers so that every joint above it feels wonderful as you rise. If your shoulder blades can squeeze together, you make a little pillow for your head to fall back. Take a big breath in and a long releasing exhalation. Chin tucks back to chest if your head dropped. Then we let the hips go. Uncross the leg if it was still crossed. Sit up really tall. If your wrists are tired, use your forearms to hug your shins. Take a little break with your wrists. Might not feel good to shake them, so you can also make a fist and roll. And then for my friends that have to leave at 1:55, we're just about there. So the rest of us that can stay are gonna lie back and get some great stretches to finish. If you have to go, my light acknowledges your divine light. Namaste. If you're with me, round your back, angry cat. Make sure your tail and sits bones are clear of any flesh. Chin tucks and we begin a roll, descending onto our mats. Extend fingertips when you can. Rock all the way back. And then reach your arms overhead. Extend your legs for that beautiful good morning or good productive afternoon stretch. Belly finds the sky. We just wiggle everything long and open. And then re-hug your knees in towards your chest. Nose between the knees. We're going to find a couple of core exercises to finish class today, yogis. So as we begin here, extend your left leg. Hug both hands on the right shin. Switch sides. Extend your right leg. Hug both hands on the left shin. I like to switch and hold my heel and my shin, but that's completely up to you. We're going to pick up the pace after this next slow one. If your neck gets really tired, rest your head and neck. But we're going to move here through single leg stretches. Belly in, low back is flat on the mat. Think about going long, opening your toes. Legs are like these amazing go-go gadget legs. They just keep on lengthening. Breathe in for 4 more breaths. Full exhalation. 3 more breaths. If you dropped your neck, try again. Relift, big crunch. 2. Last breath, doesn't matter how many you squeeze in, just be strong in your breath. Hug your knees to your chest, nose between the knees. Relax head and neck. Woo, relax your shoulders. Eye gaze looks over your right shoulder. Good job there. We're gonna go again, yogis, but a different one for us this time. Eyes look over your left shoulder. Alrighty, my friends, 2 levels we can go here. Let's bring our knees over our hips. Put your thighs on your, put your hands on your thighs like you have a little wall here. And then flex your feet. Keep your shins parallel to the ground if you can. We're gonna scoop down and up, back in and up. So think about making a U with your heels as you scoop. I want your hands to be here because I don't want you to bring your knees to your chest. Keep them right above your hips. That's gonna make it a little bit harder. And then if that all feels good and your low back is still flat, you're gonna crunch up. Lift your chin, look between your thighs. Check out your toes, how cute are they? Lift your bottom of shoulder blades if you can. I call these U scoops. They are brutal. We should call them scoops. 3 more, breathe in. 2 more breaths, doesn't matter how many U scoops you get in. Last full breath in and out. Hug your little ball, knees in towards your chest, nose between your knees. Release everything, yogis, head and neck, shoulders, feet. You can also find bound angle here. Rock a little side to side if you have bound angle. If you kept your feet flat, you might like to swish your knees side to side, relaxing through your core. Well done on that. Whew, good job. All right, let's take a simple twist here. Heels back under knees. Make yourself so you're really long left to right and top to bottom, and allow your knees to just fall over to the right side. If that feels great for you, you may like to take your right ankle and cross it over your left thigh, and then peek on over the left shoulder. Notice how your breath has changed from the beginning of class to the end. Do you feel your belly now? If that was really hard to channel your breath down that deep earlier, be proud of your accomplishments. Be proud of coming and showing up, just breathing and being you. Wonderful job. Eyes back to center, shoulders push strong, so we can uncross our ankles and scoot our knees back to the sky. Give a little swish and then land on the left. Left ankle may want to cross over the right thigh, and then once you get adjusted here, eyes would gaze to the right. I love these really slow, still moments. That breath feels so good. If you have a hard time seeing your breath in your mind's eye, place your hands on your belly and see if you can breathe like a jellyfish. Feel it move east to west, up and down, and north to south. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? Love it. Well done, guys. Arms spread wide. Eye gaze looks up. Uncross your ankle from your knee. Lift on back and get a little swish side to side. And then decide how you're rising today. You can let everything turn to one side. Find the fetal position, very traditional. It's a time for rebirth out into the world. The death of our yoga practice, but the rebirth of a better new you. Or, my personal favorite, I like the challenge of rocking toes to head. And I'll rock a bunch of times until I feel like I can stand. Sometimes it takes not a few, it takes a lot of times. So you choose how you'd like to find your way back to your side, your buns, forward fold, and then we're all gonna rise together for a big, beautiful breath in. Let's reach our arms skywards, take your time, press your palms together, drop everything down to heart center and try to find your heartbeat with the base of your thumbs. Lift your heart up, tuck chin to chest. Now as you take this breath in with me, repeat this mantra. I am enough as I am. I am perfect just as I am. And I have everything I need within me. Yogis, my light is honored to share this practice with you, to create this space for us to move and breathe in together. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a terrific day and weekend. Namaste, my friends.